What up, fool?
What's happening?
Not much. I was just thinking about like I help my parents do a lot of things around the house, and I've become sort of a handyman of sorts.
So you've learned a lot.
I've learned a lot, yeah,
experience
and you'll be surprised what information is on YouTube, what is on the
Yeah.
internet. Like before, if you wanted to, I don't know, fix the toilet, you had to you had to consult a guy named Bob, or
Yeah.
Dave, or Daryl, or something like that.
A plumber.
Yeah.
And they have to come to your house.
Yeah, or if you're lucky, you had one of those guys that lived next door.
Yeah.
All you had to do is buy him some Coors Light, and he would fucking tinker around your toilet until you fix the shitter, you know. But now all that information is accessible. But the problem is, I'm mechanically inclined to a degree, and I think we're both kind of in the same boat. Like we're not experts, clearly.
No, not
but
even close.
you're about to get married.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the honey-do list is about to start increasing more
Oh,
so.
yeah. It just, yeah. And, owning a house is
Yeah.
just, so when you rent an apartment, things will break all the time.
You just call a
And you
landlord.
call a landlord, and someone appears at your thing, and they go, I'm here to fix the blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And they fix it, and you go, thanks. And that thing's fixed, and you continue on your way.
Yeah.
You pay rent, and that rent, that rent doesn't go anywhere. But it's the same thing when you own a home, but you have to call the guy, and then you have to pay him. So it's like you're paying rent, but you're also paying thousands and thousands of dollars in
Yeah.
repairs, and it's awful.
Yeah.
And not awful. I mean, it's good. It's good in a way, but it's like it's rough. Like when things break, it's painful. And so yeah, you try to become, or you have to become good at doing some stuff yourself. You have to figure it out.
Yeah. It becomes like a repair person becomes a absolute last resort after
Yeah.
you fucked up several different times.
Yeah, because you know what's awful about them, like a plumber or whatever. They'll go, it's $175 for me to just step into your house.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, you're quite a person.
Yeah.
And then you pay for whatever is after that, and that's everything. Any kind of trade person.
Yeah.
I should have become a electrician or something.
Yeah, that's when I realized how much value I don't have in comedy.
Yeah, I know. Like you develop a like comedy as a skill, and they're like, it's barely useful. You know?
Yeah, because they're barely paying me the amount for a plumber just to appear at your door.
Right. Yeah.
They're like, well, yeah, okay, that's his appearance fee, but like, can we come down on that? I'm like, you want to pay me less to appear and perform? What the fuck? It's
And it took 10 years to get.
yeah,
to
yeah, fucking 10-year apprenticeship.
I know.
Just to get lowballed at every corner.
Comedy stinks.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's awful.
I
I say it.
great all at once because like some people make exorbitant amounts of money.
Yeah.
But it's like not us.
Well, I think it comes down to a confidence thing though too. It's like,
Yeah.
it's
like funny people shouldn't be confident. I feel like I don't know if that's I've been mulling that over recently about like because I've watched who's the guy you said he was in Orlando, Matt Rife.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned him, and I heard his name on like
Yeah.
pop up a few times. So I tried to watch one of his specials. I pulled up a special and I put it on, and I lasted like 3 minutes, and
Yeah.
I was like, I can't stand the way this guy talks.
Yeah.
He talks like like remember guys who used to pretend they were Eminem when Eminem was first coming up?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like he and a lot of current popular comics I feel like sound like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is this what people like?
Yeah,
And
there used to be a more derogatory term for it, but now they call it using a black scent.
oh really?
Yeah.
Oh okay.
Yeah, because there's a
I know
like
the
a-
old term, and I don't know if people
Oh, yeah,
use
yeah,
that
the-
anymore.
the
Is
old term-
is that frowned upon now?
Technically, yeah.
You can't
Yeah,
say it,
well,
right?
because if
It feels wrong. It
well,
feels wrong.
it feels wrong because it's two different words.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
word you technically actually can't say. That's why. No, but the more PC term would be using a black scent
So that's
or
what I
appropriating
noticed.
hip hop culture.
I noticed overconfidence and a black scent on popular white comics, and I noticed like the crowd is just like adoring women, And
Yeah.
I'm like, this is what comedy is like. He has like 6 million views
Yeah.
on the thing, and I'm like, man, I'm so far off. Me and like all the people that I love and adore, I'm like they're so far off this.
Yeah.
This is something else, you know. This
Yeah.
is not what comedy is to me. I don't know, but maybe it's just because it's so fractured, you know. Like
Yeah.
I guess there's a world for that. Clearly there's an audience for it.
But it really comes down to a confidence thing, though.
Yeah.
It's like when you're comedy hot, that's why I consider him. Because like if you compare him to like actors, he's like middle of the road. But I exist in the world.
looks?
Yeah, in looks.
Oh yeah,
he's got the his
he's
comedy.
an attractive. He looks like a model.
His comedy
he
is
looks
moderate
like a weird.
at best.
Yeah,
But
Yes,
in
I
the
mean,
stand up in the world of stand up,
he's like he's like a promising open micer.
yeah.
I hate saying
and it's so
that.
frustrating because you're like
I'm nobody, but I mean, his comedy is very like mediocre. Like, but I guess that I heard someone say recently, you have to appeal to average to become extremely popular.
Yeah.
And appealing to average is what I would call it. You know, it's like very. But he's good looking. So on that note of him, we're sitting here the other night, Kelly and I.
Yeah.
Kelly's watching TikTok or whatever she's doing on her phone. She looks up at me and she goes, "Do you know who Matt Rife is?" And I was like, "Oh God, oh no!" And I go, "Yeah, he's a comic. He's real popular right now." And she goes, "He's really funny." And I go, "He's really good looking." And she goes, "Yeah, he's good looking." And I go, "If he wasn't so good looking, you wouldn't know who he is." And she goes, "You're a hater." And she just looks at her phone, and I'm like, "Am I wrong? Because if you slapped his material on our bodies, I mean, he'd be where I am, you know? But
No,
but he's good looking, so I'm like, women will listen to him, and I feel like you get a lot of that with female comedy, you know, like you'll have
they do that all the time.
a moderately attractive female, and they could tell a joke, and you're
We
like,
both knew a couple of them.
I know. I've known so many of them. I've known ones who are like insanely famous right now.
Yeah.
That weren't so good looking. They're better looking now. It looks money does.
Yeah.
Money shines you up a little bit. Went from a frump to a mini muffin.
And if you're listening and you're like, why did they deviate? I'm like, no, the topic is repairing.
Yeah.
Repairs. The topic is repairs.
Self repairs.
No, this is career repair. Career repair.
Yeah.
Is what like what it's like as a unattract, like I wouldn't say I'm unattractive, but compared, if you have to ask the average woman, compare Matt Rife to me, they'd be like, well, this guy's so handsome, and you're such an uncle.
You're such a good friend.
You're such a good guy. You know, your personality is hot. You know, like I've actually heard that. I actually heard someone say your personality is hot. I'm like, that I don't know how to handle that backhanded statement.
Your personality is hot.
Oh, your personality gets me
if
so
only
moist.
your personality was in a different body.
Yeah. Honestly, I 100% guarantee there's a couple of ladies that have quote unquote curved me. Is where like,
what does that mean?
I'm
term so out of the loop.
The term curve, it's another term
because it used to be a great cologne in the 90s.
Oh yeah, it is. It's a solid cologne still.
Yeah.
I still wear it occasionally.
Smells great.
Someone buys it for me, I'll still wear it.
Oh, I look at it in like Marshalls and stuff, and I'm like, I just hold my hand on the case.
If it's discounted,
like, I remember you.
Yeah. It's like a Horcrux.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I want to buy a bottle of Curve.
Oh, dude. Now, if it's discounted, if I'm at a Marshalls and I see it like it's got the red discounted sticker.
Yeah.
Where it's marked down to like a reasonable, I will buy it 100%.
I'm going to buy some.
Yeah.
Curve, the official cologne of Foolosophy.
Yeah, because I think like there's certain colognes and stuff that work with my chemistry. I've been gifted like expensive cologne for like Christmas or something by a big name brand. I forgot.
You do well with like a beef stock.
Yeah, beef stock. Oh my god, yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh, the scent of brisket.
Yeah.
Oh my god. The women can't. They salivate. They literally salivate when I come by. They get so hungry and horny. No,
a gourmand, as they say.
Oh man. Oh man, this I one birthday I was gifted the gift of tomahawk steak and
Oh, nice. You just wear the bone in your shirt.
yeah. You've heard of the clone billions. This is bouillon. Fucking, dude. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's there's been a couple like a curve is like when you and a woman are hanging out, you're friends, but you also tote the line of like, are you just friends?
Okay.
And then she goes a different direction.
Okay.
Like it's not it seems more than platonic, but it's not. And I feel like I've been curved a couple times, mainly because they just physically weren't attractive to me, which is fine. That's their thing. But like but then what would frustrate me was when they would go a different direction with a different guy, and we're still friends, and then it'd be like, oh, this guy is terrible. It's like, well, I thought we were cool. I treated you nicely.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I'm owed anything, but like, well, you obviously have a choice of person that you're going for.
They sell you attractive women will sell guys like us love. Patrice does a great thing on this.
Yeah.
We always dress Patrice.
Oh yeah.
But they sell fat guys on love, and like they'll cuddle up to you and they'll touch your shoulders and they'll like be, affectionate, and they'll string you along, never with the intention of actually like being with you.
Yeah.
But just because you do have a good personality and like you're comforting and like it's like emotional comfort. I've had this at like work relationships and stuff, like there'll be like a really attractive girl sits near me, and you make her laugh and stuff, and they come over and they like sit on your lap and they're like, you're so funny, but they like never they bang Matt Rifes,
Yeah.
But they want Foolosophy in their corner.
Yeah.
They want a funny, comforting fat guy because we're like, we're like a bowl of creamy soup.
For me, they're like circus performers. They're focused on the fucking tightrope. They want that tightrope.
Yeah,
but they love having that safety net.
No, yeah.
Yeah, we're the safety net. When they fall off the fucking tightrope,
we're as wide as a net.
yeah. Because we're gonna comfort them every time they get fucking shattered by chiseled jawline, blue eye guy, man.
That's why you gotta be a safety net with holes in it. That's why you're a little mysterious.
Yeah, I honestly think that's a young woman's thing, though.
It is, yes.
To some extent, I say that
to some extent
because I was there in Orlando.
They're all psychopaths who need to be a little bit challenged, but they are. They don't like. Men are just logical, You're like 1, 2, 3, ABC right in a row.
Yeah.
Women are like A, F. C, B, D, E.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? And they're like, I get it. I understand. I don't know how you don't understand that.
Yeah.
You're like,
yeah. They oh man, now we're going into men versus women. Honestly though, it's
you want to sit on the theme of
fixing.
Not to interrupt on fixing things.
Yeah.
In my household,
yeah.
My fiance, the lady of the house, she does all the fixing. She does all the electrical work.
Oh, really?
There's a light over there that's got to go put in. She's doing that. I'll go into the garage and flick the breaker switch off.
Yeah.
And outside of that, those cabinets, IKEA.
Yeah.
I carry a box and put it over there, and she put all of it together.
Now I noticed. Okay, I don't know her that well. I mean, I've known her, but I don't know. Is she the type that if someone else does it and it doesn't do it according to what she wants it, she gets upset? Okay,
a control freak.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not gonna say it. That's it's.
Yeah. I would be doing it wrong and all that stuff. So yeah. Which is good because if you're like an aloof, funny guy, which is the role I play in life, aloof, funny guy, which gets you out a lot, Yeah. You go what, and you just kind of move away. and you just keep it moving.
Yeah.
So that's what I do with her. I'm like, we got to put all this together. That's crazy. And she goes, it's not that bad. And I'm like, man, let me know what I can do to help. And, and then I just move around the house, and
2 hours later, it's done.
Does it all, yeah.
Yeah.
I lift like one thing up or lean it, you know.
But you're the cook.
Yes, yeah. I'm
Okay.
Well, she could also cook. She's a really great baker. She just
Oh,
could
okay.
like make like
Yeah, you said you don't like bacon that much, right?
not as much. I like baking like
Bread.
pizza and bread.
Okay.
But like sweet stuff, I don't. It's just not my world.
Yeah.
But there's people who are phenomenal at that, and that's
Okay.
like I love it. But I like cooking, you know, actual cooking.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's why that works for you, because there's like a trade off in like I don't like they use it gender roles. Like the normal gender role would she'd be cooking.
Yeah.
You would be fixing shelves and shit.
I'm way into. I don't get into all the like gender politics or whatever.
Yeah.
Stuff because I have like this doesn't really come into my world
Yeah.
outside of like, you know, if someone asks me to call them something, I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
But that concept of like men shouldn't cook or like women are cooks and men don't cook.
Yeah.
I think all that is like so silly and outdated.
Yeah.
So it's like gender roles, I guess is that what they call it?
They call it gender roles. I think with you two, why her tinkering with electrical shit and stuff like that, and you cooking works for you guys is I think is more or less your personality types. She seems hyper focused on details, and you seem pretty loosey goosey. Like, okay, it says this ingredient. Well, I'll add a little bit more.
Yeah.
Where cooking is very good for that. Like people that follow a recipe to a T are. No cook does that, really.
No.
Every cook does it.
That's
based
what
on,
baking is, you know.
Yeah.
A science versus art.
Yeah, and then where it's like actual like savory food is more like, well, it's more to taste. It's more to taste.
Yeah.
So I think that works. That's why it works with you guys' personality type, because you don't seem super hyper focused on like it's got to be done this way to this parameter. You know, there's some like leeway. Whereas like if you're building a shelf. 12 inches is 12 inches. If you're like, 8, and then the fucking shelf's wobbly and it doesn't work, you know.
Have you had to? So you said you repair stuff at your parents' place. Have you had to do a lot?
Now, for me, that the dynamic shift for me is they just physically can't do a lot of that stuff.
Yeah,
and so and I don't want them calling a repair person or some person over for something that could be fixed for $20.
Right. Yeah.
You know, so like
Which now, is most things, like you said, you look it up on YouTube and you're good.
Yeah, I've fixed a bunch of different things. My dad had a coworker that came over and he's certified to do electrical work, but he didn't get recertified. So he came over and he's like, I cannot legally touch this water heater. So he coached me how to install the hot water heater in.
Oh, that's awesome.
How to do the piping and all this stuff. He even gifted me one of his old PVC cutters.
Oh, cool.
You know, so I would have to look up online again how to like a refresher, but I know technically how to put together PVC. There's like so it's like and then all the lawn care stuff. I do lawn work.
Yeah,
there's a fence that's got to get redone. Whenever I get a chance to get money to go buy lumber or whatever for the redo the fence piece that needs to get fixed. Right now, there's the toilet pump went out, and it's like a $20 fix.
Yeah,
and I mean honestly, even before that, it was clogged. But once it gets clogged, once it gets to the point where the toilet pump gets clogged, the piping that leads to it, the I don't know what is it, the rubber piping. Usually that's already worn down. So you gotta you can like clear out the clog, but you're on borrowed time essentially on the pump. So we looked it up. It's only like a 20. We got the pump. I just got to install it. And the thing is, it's just a little bit of a pain in the ass because you got to drain the bowl and all this bullshit.
Man,
yeah. But I mean, so like, yeah, I do a lot of those type of things, and I'm not. That's not my. There's some guys that own toolboxes and they just love fucking. Like that's like a lifestyle thing for them.
I know, yeah, like they're like really into it. Their minds work that way. I have friends who, they'll like post videos of like, you know, like work they've done, like tile jobs or like, you know, stuff like that. It's so cool because I'm like, man, my brain just does not. I probably could do it if I watched videos and then like, you know, if someone helped me, whatever. But it's so interesting to be able. It's such an awesome skill to be handy like that.
Yeah.
We bought a house, Kelly and I together in North Carolina, and it was like a small good. It was a good starter house.
Yeah.
But like everything, like the AC broke, the hot water heater broke, the bathtub like cracked, like it was like everything, like everything you can imagine. And I had to learn, like, because I went from like zero ability in that to watching all that stuff and going to Home Depot a million times, and you know, you have to learn stuff. So I was happy that when we left that house, and I was it was a whole bunch of my early first time trying to fix shit attempts, like patchwork in there, and then I just left. Like we sold it, and I was like, all right,
Good luck.
good luck. And we get to here, and I'm like, you know, I try to keep, you know, hire handyman whenever, but it is so expensive. It sucks. It sucks anytime you have to do any kind of
You get
anything.
Look, I'm looking around. You got a lot of things. I'm like, all right, well, that'd be a pain in the ass that broke down. And then I mean that bad boy back there, the pool.
Yeah. So pool, which you have to like do chemical, you know, like test it, which is a pain in the ass. But one thing I got to do, I got to learn how to mix like quickcrete, like concrete stuff, because there's a few of the edge pavers are loose.
Oh, okay.
So I got to like pull them up and like slap it with a little
Quickcrete.
and then push it back down in place, and then hope. Because I hired a guy to do that one time to fix a couple of them, but he didn't fix all of them. And I watched him do it, and I was like, I could fucking do that.
Yeah. How much did it cost?
He fixed there was a soap dish in there that broke.
Yeah.
I dropped a bottle of shampoo, and it just cracked the soap dish. It's like a porcelain
Oh shit.
or whatever, you know. I was like, motherfucker. So he fixed and retiled that, and then fixed a bunch of those, and I think he charged me like $120.
It's not too bad.
It wasn't it wasn't awful,
but it's still like.
but it's still a lot of money. You know, for it was probably $2 worth of quickcrete, and then you know, I wouldn't have come close to knowing how to retile a bathtub thing, but
I
don't know.
But you'd be surprised what's on fucking YouTube.
Yeah, a lot of house stuff I find you just break it apart and then put something new back in. Like that's what I did with the soap dish. You kind of just like broke it out of the wall, the whole thing, and then just put a new one and recocked it.
In the past 4 or 5 years, on YouTube, I've changed my light bulbs in my car.
Yeah,
I've worked on the pumps and stuff for the toilet. I've done some backyard stuff. I've done some lawnmower repair stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to work out a kink. I was able to open up the top, you know, the pull string.
Yeah.
And I was able to redo the pull string where it didn't get stuck.
Oh, yeah.
And I've done some. Oh, I was able to. My front bumper in my old car, it got hit, and then it was hanging on by the string. And I saw a YouTube video that showed me how to refasten. There's these like little fasteners that keep the bumper in play, and I learned. It showed me how to make new ones.
Oh wow!
Out of like Quickcrete or something like I forgot what it was called. It's like this polymer thing, and I use that, and I use old credit cards.
Oh.
I was able to I jimmy rigged a way to keep my front bumper on without having to tape it with Gorilla Tape, using like a car bonding polymer and old credit cards.
Wow.
Yeah, it was wild. It was.
I should try that, because my car is like 10 or 11 years old now, and I hit a curb a while back, and it popped the bumper off, not completely off, but the passenger side got jacked up.
Yeah.
It was not hanging, but it was loose.
Yeah.
And I just took a couple of black zip ties, and I just got up in there, and I just zip tied stuff around and tight, and it held. I mean, we're going on like 7 years.
Yeah.
Just plastic zip ties.
Yeah. The only reason I went with this polymer thing or whatever was the way the old car was built. I needed the bumper to be able to be popped in and out.
Yeah.
For people to do repairs if they needed to. if I did zip ties, they would have to cut the zip ties every time to do
Right,
repairs.
yeah, that makes
That was
sense.
the only reason I did that. Like, because I did the zip tie thing before, and
Yeah.
I did Gorilla Tape. And Gorilla Tape
Yeah.
is fucking strong. I didn't realize how strong it was. It lasts very long, but unfortunately, the weather in Florida, the humidity and the rain,
And the sun just kills shit.
yeah,
It's wild.
it like melts away the fucking adhesive. Essentially, yeah.
My I don't know if you could replace it, but the lining on my windows of my car, you know, like the little where the window goes down into the window,
Yeah.
you know, that little lip, those just fucking dried up and brittle and cracked.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know what to do for that. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, does rain just like get in my door now? You know?
Oh shit! I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
I don't even know how all that stuff works.
Yeah.
But anyway, whatever.
Yeah, but I gotta look up like what do I have to put some oil on it or something to keep it fucking
I don't know.
Limber.
Yeah, there's probably like almost like rubber conditioner or something.
yeah, it's gotta
You know,
be
like that helps from the UV.
yeah.
Because
the
the sun is brutal here, man.
the environment's harsh.
I got to repaint the bar back there. I have an outdoor bar; it all cracked up and stuff. So I got to like
Yeah.
kind of not sand it, but kind of get what I can up off it, and then reprime it and do outdoor paint. I found out I did the wrong kind of paint,
Oh shit.
so that's why I just like didn't. It last like a year, and then I was just like, I give up.
Yeah, yeah.
The Florida
I'm
sun
not built
every
for
day.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just destroying. It's funny though. Speaking of gender roles, it is like a manly thing, and I think women like it because I know Kelly likes it. If I fix something, she likes it, you know. But
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, yeah. It's in several different relationships. They needed help with something, and I came over and like I was like I always let them know I'm like I'm not an expert, but I'll take a look at this, you know. And then I fixed it, and it was just like and I felt so I felt so needed.
I think it's like growing up with Home Improvement. You know, Tim the Toolman Taylor, and then like Bob Vila and like all that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Was your dad handy when you were growing up?
No. My mom was. Well, my dad was away a lot because he was in the Navy.
Yeah.
And I mean, even then, even in the Navy, he didn't do like that type of stuff. My dad, my dad worked in supply. So,
Okay, yeah.
Now he was also a CB, which is like kind of like a badass little tactical unit type thing.
like a warrior.
Kind of. It's like they do like it's not everyone can be a CB. Yeah.
They take inventory and slash throats.
Yeah. No, the CB is a complete separate sect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
it's like it's a thing that you train for. It'd be like if you're a cop and you do SWAT.
Oh, yeah.
So it would be like if he was a cop.
How manly. Cop
yeah.
and SWAT.
Yeah, he was telling me he was out in the like this wood area near Mississippi where they were training.
Yeah.
And he was like they were elbow crawling in the woods and shit. And they had to be quiet because that was part of the exercise.
Yeah.
And a fucking rattlesnake just rolled up next to my dad.
Oh, no.
And then my dad just had to just stay quiet until the rattlesnake, and then the rattlesnake just disappeared. He had to be quiet, couldn't say anything.
Wow.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
That's like shit you see in like Rambo and like,
Yeah.
you know, and
yeah, when like a fucking deadly snake rolls up on like a cobra.
They stare down the cobra, and the cobra is like, I don't want any of that.
I don't want none of that. I don't want none of this smoke. Yeah.
I came home the other day and there was a garden snake, a black racer.
Yeah.
Which is like a common garden snake
Yeah.
that you guys hear, but it was a good 4 feet long.
Yeah.
And it was at my front door. And I was just walked around the corner there to like see if there's any Amazon packages.
Yeah.
And it was just a fucking
He was a black racer? Like
a black racer, yeah. Which is it's like a 4 foot.
Was he Formula One or was he NASCAR?
Come on, people! It's
Come
a
on.
comedy podcast. Yeah, he had a little white chin and stuff, and I like walked up and then I stopped because I was like, holy shit, a snake, and then he was like seemed scared, but also was like whipping his tail around. So I was like, but it didn't seem like a rattler because he had like a little skinny tail, and then he sort of like backed up, and then I backed up, and then he scooted into the bushes. And I was like, all
Now you
right.
got to establish dominance, then bite them.
Yeah, it's just bite them out.
No, I don't. I know most of the snakes that reside in Florida are not venomous or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm not taking my fucking chances.
I haven't seen much, but yeah, you don't want to just like haphazardly approach the
because they'll
thing.
still bite you. They don't have venom.
Yeah, they'll still
bite.
snap
Actually,
at you.
some non-venomous snakes actually do have a venom. It's just not lethal for us.
Yeah, I don't know why it was on a Ring doorbell. I was like my Ring doorbell thing. It's on there.
Oh,
Like,
you got the video of it?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Then I walk around and I go, "What the?" I was like, "What the?" And I'm looking at it, and I took like a step towards it. I don't know why, and just because I wanted to see what it looked like.
Are you able to download that?
I could pull it up on my phone. It's probably still on there.
No, I didn't know if you could make that clip.
Oh, put it on there. Oh yeah, I should be able to. I'll look into it.
Yeah.
But I was just like, what the and I was like, I think I said, is that a rattler? Because its tail was whipping around.
Yeah.
And I like kind of like looked like that, and I was just like,
Yeah.
and back up. But yeah, I've seen snake skin in the yard, but that's the first time I've actually seen a snake.
Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah.
Snake skins, because that means they're getting bigger.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I mean, but my thing now is I used to work at Disney, and I used to know one of the it was like a wildlife guy.
Yeah.
Who was like a trapper. He was like, when he got called, whenever there was wildlife, there's in the area where the wildlife really isn't supposed to be at.
Yeah.
So he told me a lot about snakes. Oh, that's cute. That little wine. One of the things is most venomous snakes in Florida specifically, with the exception of the coral snake, have a very triangular face.
Okay.
Like, yeah, it's a viper thing. It's a viper. So a lot of them are called pit vipers. A lot of them they see in like infrared. They see in infrared, so they can see heat signatures.
Pit viper was a funny thing my friend used to say in high school.
Pit viper?
Pit viper.
Yeah, well, like, was it a reference to?
I don't know if it was a reference to just the snake in general, or if it was like, was there a pit viper in G.I. Joe? That was,
Yeah,
I know that was Cobra.
Yeah, no, most of the
Bad
Cobra
guys
names
were
were snake names.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Maybe that was from.
pit vipers were I think it was like the infantry guys.
I think that's what
It was like a line of them. It was
Yeah.
like all the guys at the GI Joe just like killed. There was a lot of guys getting killed in GI Joe. I didn't realize it.
Yeah.
It was like stormtroopers.
They were like kids could handle violence back then, you know.
Yeah, but they're just
like,
nameless, faceless, fucking.
yeah.
But
That's the thing. You don't get attached. You just,
Yeah, but
just
those are the true
numbers.
victims because they were just like uncles and like dads that are trying to win back their kids. You know,
That's what we should do a backstory of.
the pit vipers.
Yeah, pit vipers.
all the Cobra henchmen.
Yeah.
The nameless face. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't like fixing stuff in general. I'm trying to think. Shut it. Sorry, dogs are co-starring.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out who's here.
I'm trying to think of anything else I've fixed lately.
Well, do you clean your pool?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Well, I have like a vacuum that just goes randomly around.
oh, but you shock your pool and all that stuff too.
Yeah, I do. I maintain all the chemicals and everything myself.
That's a task in itself. Because for a summer, I was a lawn and pool guy.
Okay.
So I used to come over. I would cut the grass, and then and if they didn't have like a cover around the pool, then I had to scoop out all the grass clippings and shit.
That's a pain.
And then like vacuum the pool. And then if it was dirty or murky, we would shock it, treat it, clean out the filter. Usually in Central Florida, my God, the shit you would find in the filters.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Like frogs.
I found bees, wasps, frogs, snakes, lizards, mice, like rats, like all kinds of shit. All kinds of dead animals.
Oh, my God.
They would get caught up in the filter, man. It was I hate it. That was like my least favorite part of the whole pool cleaning process.
Yeah.
Because like most of the pools were well kept up because the guy I worked with, he did a really good job of doing follow-ups.
Oh, okay.
You know, like, all right, I shocked your pool. I'll come and do a follow-up. No, don't worry about it. I'm just here to throw a couple granules or whatever to keep it maintained.
Yeah.
So the pools are really good, but he would take on new clients. And the new clients, their pools are fucking murky, swamp thing shits, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
There was one lady that her pool resided at the bottom of a hill.
Oh, no.
So when it rained, all the fucking mud would come into her pool. And it worked well for him because he was able to... why does my voice sound like that? All right, is that better?
No.
Yeah. No? God damn it.
I'm kidding.
Right. No. No, but it worked well for him because he would come over and, clean out the pool all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was basically like a perpetual customer because it always got dirty. But those new clients were the worst when it came to the pool filters because you go clean out the filter and next thing you're like, oh God, here we go. And you open it up. Sometimes shit would be still alive.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Just chilling in there.
Yeah, that was one of them. That freaked me out was I don't remember what type of snake. It was a snake was in there.
That would freak me out because then it's like it's like a box. You're like it's like a reveal,
Yeah,
and you're like snake.
It's like the worst grab bag that's ever existed. It's like
yes, the whole pool. So here, which is pretty hilarious. There's a pool store chain. Then you just take some water from your pool and you bring it in there and they test it for you.
Yeah,
and they'll tell you what's
it called?
Pinch a penny.
My aunt works there.
Oh, she does?
Yeah, she works at the one in the other side of town.
Okay, so I come from New York, and we have a lot of Jewish population.
Yeah,
and that would be like that was like a kind of a slang, like
a slur,
a slur against
the
Jewish people. So when I moved down here and I was driving around, I'd see stores that says pinch a penny, and I was like, "What is that?" And it's like pool store, and I'm like, "What? How did they come up with that name?"
I don't like the name Pinch a Penny for the pool place.
It doesn't even come close to.
Pinch a Penny should be like a liquidation place.
Yeah,
kind of like an Ollie's or a Big Lots.
Yeah. Close out like big savings department store, electronics, whatever.
Yeah,
appliances.
Not a pool place.
A pool. Yeah, it doesn't convey what the store is. Well,
Yeah.
and they do an excellent job.
Yeah.
I commend them because it make it really easy. But
my aunt
so weird.
My aunt's worked in that world for a long time because before she worked there, she used to work at a place I don't know if they even exist anymore called Recreational Factory Warehouse.
Oh yeah,
and it's basically the same thing. They would sell trampolines, above ground pools, all the chemicals and stuff for said pools and stuff. And my favorite thing though was they had a partnership with WCW Wrestling.
Oh, cool.
And so when there was wrestlers that would come into town for meet and greets, they would go to fucking Recreational Factory Warehouse because they're basically trying to sell these guys on like pools and shit.
Yeah,
because they're like big celebrities or whatever. So my favorite thing is they would come into town. Not only would they have a wrestler show up at Recreational Factory Warehouse for an autograph signing or meet and greet, but they would also give my aunt free tickets. So
perfect.
like, oh man, I so many times. That's one of the reasons I got into wrestling so big was it was a family thing. Like my grandma was into wrestling, my mom, like they all watched wrestling as kids.
Yeah,
and then that I'm in my 6, 7, 8-year-old formative years, and I get to meet all these big time wrestlers, and in fucking not only that, I get to go to the event. Like I don't know if you remember the wrestler Goldust.
Yeah.
Okay, so before he was Goldust, he's Dusty Rhodes' son.
Yeah.
So he was just Dustin Rhodes in WCW. So I have a distinct memory of hanging out with him for probably 3 hours, 4 hours almost.
Oh, nice.
Because we got there early. Because we wanted to meet him. Well, that particular. He wasn't super, super popular then.
Yeah.
So a couple people showed up, and then that was it. And then he was contractually obligated for this span of time. So he's just there.
Chilling.
He's just there. And so I have a distinct memory of like playing, like we're me, him, my brother, my cousins are just playing pool by hand. We're just no sticks. We're just throwing balls in the holes.
Honestly, the most fun way to play pool.
Oh yeah, like bumper ball.
That
almost.
should be a sport. They should. It's like how MMA is kind of like an evolution and a more popular version of boxing.
Yeah.
That's the next step in billiards.
Yeah, so
Billiards.
I have this distinct memory of hanging out with Dustin Rhodes playing pool by hand, and then he's like he had a kid. He has a kid that's like roughly my age.
Oh,
so he was on the road away from his kid. So for him, it was like a connecting to the kids type thing.
It's like
And then also
he's
like,
testing out material on you.
my brother got a shirt from him then. And I think he got it signed. My brother sold that shirt recently for like $250, $300.
Wow.
Yeah, the shirt by itself without the signature goes for $150.
When people die, does their stuff go up?
Yeah,
Always.
yeah, because you can't get it anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have for my birthday. One of my friends got me an autograph 8x10 of it was Sting, Hulk Hogan, and the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Wow, nice.
Sting and Hogan, I can still get their signature; they're still alive. But Macho Man, you can't.
Yeah,
so that I don't know how much that thing cost.
I have speaking of like dead people. I have an 8x10 autograph, and it's Opie and Anthony, who viciously hate each other now, so they like wouldn't sign something.
Yeah.
And then Jim Norton and Robert Kelly and Rich Voss, who are all still alive.
Yeah.
But also Patrice O'Neill.
Oh, you got a producer and a signature?
Uh-huh.
Oh shit!
So
I knew you had that picture. I didn't know.
Yeah, if you look on there, so it's Patrice's signature, Opie and Anthony, Jim Norton, Robert Kelly, Bobby Kelly, and Rich Voss.
Oh, that's wild.
But it's so cool. That's why I bought it. It was like right when the pandemic hit. Someone sold it on eBay.
Wow.
And I just saw it, and it was like Patrice O'Neill autograph, and I was like, that's so cool because it's all of them. And
it's all of it's going to be increased in value because all of them.
Yeah.
Especially with Opie and Anthony, they're no longer. That increases the value to some extent. And then Patrice. Now the only thing about like someone like Patrice is he didn't hit like the mainstream yet before he passed.
Yeah.
If his star was like a little bit higher,
it
would be worth a little bit more. But all that that's another thing about when you sell these things. Like it's hard to gauge value because it's up to the person who's bidding on it.
Yeah, it's like I know it's hard to say.
That's what I hated about like I haven't done it in a while, but that's what I hated about selling things on eBay or anything like that because it's up to the discretion of who's putting a bid on it. What is it worth to them?
Yeah,
yeah.
I bought an autographed CD. It was Aesop Rock, who's a rapper.
Yeah.
From New York.
Yeah. Hey, for Kirby.
Yeah. That's a great song.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was in like an autographed CD of his, and I just took it and I cut it, and like kind of like opened it up so you could see all the artwork in it.
Yeah.
And then the autograph was centrally displayed.
Yeah.
I just put it in a frame.
Oh,
basically.
nice.
And I sold it for like 5 times what I bought it for.
Holy shit!
Just because I framed it, you know.
Oh
The frame
you build a nice presentation.
Yeah.
It's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like, I had no use for it, you know. Like I'm a big fan of his, but I was like, I don't care if I have an autograph.
Yeah.
But the Patrice one, I'm gonna hang on to.
It's so funny.
It was a fun
to say
thing
that,
to have.
now, like when I haven't done it in a while, and I needed to do it again because I gotta get rid of stuff, and B, I can use the extra money. For a while, I got routinely I would go to the flea market and open up a table and sell stuff.
Yeah.
And speaking of presentation, like so basically I would go there, I would put clean sheets because the flea market I would set up at, they gave you a space and they provided you a table. And then I would bring an additional table and then like additional fixtures and stuff.
Yeah.
And both tables I would bring a clean sheet and I put it over the table, make it look presentable, and then
you probably got a big advantage right there.
Yeah, because and also the stuff I would sell, if it was too junky looking, I would throw it away.
Yeah,
or recycle it, or go to like a recycling place if it's like metal. And then anything else, and then everything else, I would try to clean up. I would alcohol wipes and stuff like that, make everything look presentable. And then I knew that people going to the flea market are not trying to pay retail. So I would be negotiable. So I had nice, presentable looking things, and then I'm also, negotiable. Whereas everyone else had junky tables, and they were like, "Well, I paid $150 for this."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Well,
so-
you're not getting that. If I want to pay $150 for it, I'll just go to a fucking hardware store.
Right. Yeah.
You know? And so yeah, so I would make out like gangbusters, dude. I would make it like it was like a $40 table, maybe. Actually, at the time, it used to be $30.
Yeah.
So my goal was at least make my table money back. That was it.
Right.
And I would always make 3 to 8 times more than that on a regular basis. You know, just selling, just like, all right, cool. You know, I would play like chess, not checkers. Like, all right, I'm willing to drop down to $5 for this, but I'm going to offer 15.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I don't know about 15. Like, can you do 10? Cool. Boom, 10. Now I just made $5 more than what, you know. So I used to be like a flim flammer when it came to the fucking yeah,
Flim flammer.
Flim flammer, yeah. I hesitate about using that term because I have a feeling it's going to be like a racist term in Polynesia or some shit.
I know, yeah. Like Eastern Hungarian population called the
Flim flammers.
Take,
oh God, yeah.
Take a special offense to it. Yeah, that's funny. We're at 46.
Yeah, but yeah. So you're you did all your repairs before you go?
Well,
you said you're trying to tidy up and stuff.
Yeah, we were trying to like clean and get everything. Yeah, everything's pretty good. My fridge has like a thing going on, and I'm hoping that doesn't give out when my parents are here.
Oh no!
But I'm gonna leave them my handyman's number. So.
Oh, okay.
It's always something. It's always something with repairs. That's the problem. It's like just when you fix something, you spend a bunch of money, and then you could take a deep breath. And the problem with it too is like when something breaks, you have to spend a bunch of money just to get back to where you were. You know, you're not. Most times you're not improving something. You just It's just hundreds of dollars just to be
maintain
where you were the day before.
Quo
just keeping it going. You know. Oh, it's brutal.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I have everything ready, and then hopefully they get along fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
and
awesome.
then when so we'll probably have like this episode come out, and then like a 2-week break at least.
Yeah.
And then probably like in 3 weeks we'll have another episode come out.
Yeah, and then you'll be back. You'll come back a married man.
Yeah, I'll have to wear a ring, which I think might be annoying.
Yeah, because you don't wear jewelry. I don't wear
jewelry
I'm
at
not a big
all.
jewelry guy either.
Wouldn't it be funny if I went full into jewelry, like
become
bracelets
really
and
Italian?
necklaces? Yeah, like full gold necklaces and shit.
Fucking.
I know, that'd be great.
Hi, welcome to Foolosophy. I'm Marcus Crespo, and this is Guido Dan. Hey,
how you fucking doing over here? Yeah, just like Sebastian Maniscalco.
So this fucking guy.
This fucking guy's over here trying to charge me 175 fucking clams to walk in my fucking door. You didn't even touch the fucking toilet already.
I was thinking about leaning in fully into my Asian heritage.
You should, yeah.
But
let's be more
doing like a Guido style character, but he's real Asian.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was gonna name myself Andrew Rice Clay.
We should do it.
Oh, this fucking guy!
Oh, this fucking guy over here.
He trying to sell me fucking pot stickers. Oh God, this is awful.
It hits the gong and it goes, "Agoy."
Jesus Christ. Very, very long duck dong. Like, Jesus Christ.
A leather jacket. This is offensive.
Yeah, it is. What is?
It's fun.
It is.
Andrew Rice Clay is a funny enough name to get away with a few of those jokes. Yeah. It warrants 3 or 4. I love it. Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
I mean, God damn it, if an Asian comic doesn't just steal that and run with it, you know?
I honestly, I couldn't even be mad at him.
I know, yeah.
I was like, because I mean, if I was more Asian, I would probably try it.
It's beautiful.
Try it one time. Yeah, because I talk about like appropriation on stage now, just like a new bit I'm doing, where it's just like where people when they have sex with someone of a different culture, like you could be yourself. You could be with that person. You don't have to just become that person now that you're fucking them.
Yeah.
Like because I noticed it with a lot of like white women who like date black dudes.
Yeah.
And so like as soon as they start fucking them, they
Tweety
walking a
bird
certain way.
sweatpants.
They get like whole leg tattoos.
Yeah, yeah.
And they talk like this with their like they're
a handgun.
like they're shooting sideways. I don't know. And so I was just talking about that, talking about like, yeah, I mean, I got my dick sucked by an Italian woman, but I didn't go, oh, that's a spicy meatball. As soon as I come, it's
That's funny.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, dude, I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah, I think that's important.
I guess if a woman does it, it's cultural appropriation. Jesus Christ. We're just doing dad fun to close out the episode.
We're kamikazing down into Cancelville.
yeah. We just did some racist jokes.
How do you get canceled? You have 15 listeners.
Cancel culture has a bottom. And we're below that. We can't be canceled. We don't even exist.
Yeah. You can't cancel what doesn't exist.
Yeah, you can't break what's already broken. God damn.
I think
this was a fun little episode. For you bon voyage to
Italy.
You Guido,
yeah,
son of a
yeah, all of it. I'm gonna be the least. There're gonna be so many more Guidos though. Who are gonna out Guido me, so which will be nice.
Yeah, you're gonna be the Southern Guido, dude.
They're gonna be like, look at this fucking half-bred hillbilly,
redneck wop.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to speak Italian. They're just gonna ignore me.
Buongiorno.
I have a straw in my mouth and tip a hat.
You know where I can find some mozzarella?
Yeah, some of them mozzarella sticks. Y'all, there's so much of this beer. I'm looking for some Bud Light. All I see is this wine stuff.
Is this even gayer Bud Light?
This Bud Light turned red and tastes funny. Yeah, it should be good. I think I'm gonna come back fatter.
You deserved it. You earned it. You earned it. You are you still fasting?
No, we kind of like last weekend we started just drinking and we ordered Mexican food and
yeah, but I mean you guys I mean as far as like your goal weight or whatever, you guys dropped some toned up.
I dropped 40 pounds since October.
You guys both look really good.
And then I've lost 60 since moving to Jacksonville.
Holy shit.
Which is cool.
Dude, I lost like 40 pounds like from a couple years ago and I didn't really do anything particular. That's weird.
It all went to your calves.
Yeah, it went to my calves.
Marcus has magical calves, legendary calves in the comedy community.
It's unbelievable.
They carry the entire scene.
Yeah, that's why they're so big. Yeah, I wish the weight loss went to my dick instead. Like
mine.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? It's funny you said that. Someone said, "Hey man, you look good. Like, how much weight have you lost?" And I was like, I had to do the math. Like, holy shit, I lost like 40 pounds.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I heard a thing about for every 35 pounds a man loses, he gains an inch in his penis.
Yeah.
And so now I'm like, oh shit, I gotta like. Now I'm convinced.
You're like, I'm owed an inch.
Well, no, but now I'm convinced that it's bigger.
Yeah,
yeah, because I was measuring my dick like a census taker.
Yeah,
like we need these numbers for infrastructure. Like it's just so.
I feel like there's just a more available blood flow, so I feel like I'm. It just looks better, like day to day.
Yeah,
But
yeah, well, also, like if you get chubby, guys they got like a fupa.
Yeah,
like my fupa area
I think that,
is
like,
not
is
as pronounced. The fat area around it is not as pronounced.
Yeah.
So it like even when it's not hard, like before, it used to be like a sad kid hiding on a snow day, just like I don't want to go outside today. That's what.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, you just hanging out? Right?
Yeah.
Just hanging out. All right.
I know. Occasionally, I've just flashed Kelly around the house when I felt like confident.
Yeah.
I was like walking around. I was like, damn. All right.
Yeah.
That was bad, And then other times I'm like, don't look at me.
I'm disgusting.
I'm a bastard child. One of my friends in high school used to go, yeah, go eat a hot bowl of fupa sweat soup.
Fupa sweat soup. Oh God.
I used to love
Be
that.
the saltiest soup ever.
Yeah. Yeah. Fupa sweat soup.
I've never heard that one. That's good.
Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah, dude.
Well, it's not fun to
Not know what you're doing with repairs.
but it is cool to be foolish.
Bon voyage.
Buongiorno. Buongiorno.